Taylor, please stop putting out albums. I can only do this so much. Please, I'm begging you. Hello girls, gays, and non-binary babes. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Boston. Today, we are doing a follow-up to sapphic books as folklore songs. If you're watching this, you probably already know. Taylor Swift put out yet another album called Evermore, and here we are again. I was not going to post this video, like, I wasn't going to film this because I wasn't sure if people would like it, but I've been asked a lot to make a follow-up for Evermore. So here we are. I have my list, I have my books. This one's a little bit different. A couple of these are not specifically female. They are sapphic, but they are not female. I will mention them when we get there. And then there's also, I think, one book on this list that I haven't read yet, but it fit, so we're using it. So slightly different, but I also have a couple duplicates. I'm not sure which ones because what is my memory, but I know that there are a couple of duplicates on here, so my apologies if you wanted new recommendations, but there are only so many sapphic books for Taylor Swift songs. Let me tell you what. Also different is that we will not be going off of specific lyrics in this video. We're going to be going off the vibe of the song and the meaning of the song. That's it for my disclaimers, my introduction here. We've got the folklore sweater on. We are ready to go. Let's jump into it. First song on the album is Willow, and this is one of my favorites. I love it so much. So this song is basically simping. That's what I think. The speaker in the song is basically enchanted by the love interest. We're gonna use those words because I only know how to speak in book terms, so yeah. They're just enchanted by the love interest and they would do anything for them. So for this, I picked The Dark Tide by Alicia Jasinska. This is a YA fantasy about a dark witch queen and this island that is, or is it an island, or like, I think it's an island that is like cursed, and the main character is just, she's a simp. What can I say? But she doesn't really know she's a simp until obviously the end, but it's very good. I highly recommend it, and I think it fits Willow really well. The next book on the album is Champagne Problems. I had a little bit of a difficult time picking this because there are not really any sapphic books that describe a proposal gone wrong. And not necessarily gone wrong, but just a rejected proposal. And it's sad. It's really sad. I don't love reading sad books. But the one I picked for this is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron. This I picked because in the very beginning of the book, you know, it's a Cinderella story. So Cinderella, the main character, is going to this ball that she doesn't want to go to. She has to like find somebody to marry. She doesn't want to marry some random guy, you know, so she runs away. And so I think that in particular fits the idea of Champagne Problems. Even if it's not specific, it still tells the story of somebody who doesn't want to be in this situation, and so they run away from it. The next one I'm like kind of proud of because it requires a little bit of thinking. Did I grab it? Yes, I have it here. So the next song is Gold Rush, and another banger. This is about somebody who really likes this person, but the person is just, everybody wants to be with them. Everybody's in love with them. They're kind of like the jock at school, I guess, would be a good analogy. So for this, I picked The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but Gold Rush being from Celia's perspective. And if you consider it like that, it's kind of sad, but it's okay. We'll get through it together. But I think, you know, if you've read this book, which, let's be honest, most of you have, I think Celia definitely, you know, would feel that kind of way towards Evelyn, because Evelyn's had 7 husbands. Everybody wants to be with her. She's a star. But does she like a gold rush? I don't know. So the next one isn't necessarily going off the theme of the song, it's going off of the vibe. So the next song is "'Tis the Damn Season." This is about kind of like an old lovers to new lovers. So they used to date, they broke up, and now it's kind of like, what if we maybe, you know? But there are not really any sapphic books that I could think of that I've read that fit this, so I went with the overall theme of the song, which is small town vibes. And for that, it was easy. Witches of Ash and Ruin by E. Latimer. This is so good, and it takes place in a small town in Ireland, so it definitely gives off small town vibes. And if you liked "'Tis the Damn Season," you're probably like a small town vibes kind of person, so I would recommend this. There's a murder mystery, there's witchcraft, it's really good. So the next book I have, or the next song, it is is "Tolerate It," and this is a very, very sad song, especially if you can relate to it, which I feel like a lot of people can. Not many books fit this because, again, I don't like reading sad books. So this is kind of I'll explain when we get there, but I picked "Let's Talk About Love" because in the very beginning, our main character has just broken up with her girlfriend because her girlfriend does not want to date an asexual person. And "Tolerate It" follows a person who is in a relationship and the other person is just like tolerating them, and like, it's just how it sounds, and it's really sad. And you know, obviously you can tell her girlfriend was just tolerating the fact that, you know, our main character was asexual, and it only really deals with it in the first chapter and then like a couple other times throughout the book, but I did think it fit. And yeah, it is still really good. This one is a male-female romance though, so this is not one of the female-female, but it is still sapphic. So next up on the list, absolute banger, "No Body, No Crime," featuring Haim, "Murder." Murder! We love murder. And, you know, kind of maybe people who deserve it. So for this, I picked "They Never Learn" by Lane Fargo. An absolute banger of a book to go with an absolute banger of a song. "They Never Learn" is about, it follows 2 perspectives. One is a girl going to college, and the other is a woman professor who is killing men who deserve it. And it's wonderful. It's a really good revenge story, and if you love "No Body, No Crime," please pick this up because it's just perfect. It's a perfect fit. The next one I will be giving no context for. The next song is "Happiness." It's a very sad song. I don't want to spoil anybody because this is a sequel, so we're doing no context. If you know, you know. If you don't and you like the song, pick this up. "Harrow the Ninth" by Tamsin Weir. The first book being Gideon the Ninth. Pick them up. We're gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna give spoilers. That's that. The next one I had some trouble with because again, not easy to find this kind of book. So the next song is "Dorothea." Love this song, but it's about somebody talking about this girl that she used to know like back in high school, and she's like, can't remember if in the actual song she's like writing a letter, but it feels like she's like writing a letter to Dorothea, and it's like, hey, do you remember me, like all this different stuff, but it feels like a love letter to Dorothea. So not many books that are either friends to lovers or previous lovers to new, once again, lovers. So for this, I picked a book that deals with love letters, and that is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El Motar and Max Gladstone. This is told in love letters through time, and it's beautiful and it's really sad, and I love it, and you need to read it. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's science fiction. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And yeah, the reason I picked this was because of the whole, like, it feels like a love letter to the past kind of thing. So the next song is Coney Island, and this I understood it as this person singing, sitting at Coney Island, wondering what the hell happened, where'd they go, what happened here. And for that I picked The Midnight Lie by Marie Retkoski. I won't give spoilers for this, but it does fit, and this is a wonderful sapphic book. I cannot wait for the sequel. But yeah, it's like that pain and that longing. It's the yearning. It's the yearning that really does it and really makes it fit. This is YA fantasy. Lots of yearning. Lots of yearning. And I think it fits Coney Island really well, especially the ending, which obviously I'm not going to give away. But if you've read it, oh boy, do you know. Moving on to the best song on the album, without a doubt, Ivy. This, we're gonna do, it's a little bit of slander to not talk about Addie LaRue as the song, because this is Addie LaRue's song. It's Addie LaRue. But I wanted to lean more towards female books if I could, and I could for this one. So while it fits Addie LaRue, and Addie LaRue is bi, I did want to go with a female book. So for this, The Mercies by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. So if you like forbidden romances, Ivy is definitely a forbidden romance, and so is this. Especially, you know, the line in Ivy where it says, what would he do if he found us out? And then, like, a little bit later, he's gonna burn this house to the ground. Boy! This follows basically witch trials on this island that the storm took out a bunch of their men, and all of their men, and so this, like, religious guy comes to the island and is like, they're witches, kill them all. And yeah, it's sapphic. It's really good. Highly recommend it, based on real events, so it's a historical fiction. Next up is one of my least favorite songs on the album. Is it good? Yes. Is it my favorite? No. That's Cowboy Like Me. I haven't listened to this song very much because it's not my favorite, but we're just going off the whole cowboy theme, you know? So this, I had to pick The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. I love this book, and I do not talk about it enough because I loved it. This follows it's like a Wild West kind of situation, and some of the girls, I can't quite remember which ones, I read this last year, so forgive me, but like a year ago, last year, and some of them are sapphic. There is like a side female romance, but overall this is just sapphic. And if you're looking for specifically female and you want like the main romance, then this is not that, but it's still really good, and it's very sapphic, and it's the female romance, side romance is very good. Did that make sense, that sentence? I don't know, but it's very good, and cowboy vibes. Need I say any more? Next song is Long Story Short. This was kind of hard to choose a book for. I wanted a book where a lot of stuff happened. A ton of stuff happened, but long story short, it was a bad time. And for that, I picked Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, And this, a lot of stuff happens in this book. The idea of, in long story short, the speaker, singer of the song kind of just unknowingly just kind of falling head over heels for this person definitely fits with the female romance of the book. And once again, it's just like a long story, and I think it fit really well with the idea of this song, so I had to pick it. Obviously it deals with witchcraft, it's a fantasy, and it deals a lot with women getting the right to vote, which is super cool, and I really love the story. Next up we have Marjorie. I know this one is a duplicate from the last video because Marjorie seems like, it doesn't seem like, it is the sister to, I can't even remember now, the one that was written about her grandfather. This one's written about her grandmother, and so dealing with grandparents and them passing, I had to pick We Are Okay by Nina LaCour, where the main character's grandpa has died and she's dealing with that, and also dealing with her feelings for her best friend. And while it's sapphic, it also fits the whole, you know, grieving the loss of a grandparent, and that definitely fits with Marjorie, and it fit in the last video too, so I kind of had to double up. Next we have Closure, and this is my least favorite song on the album. It's so, I can't remember who made the tweet, but if you've seen the video of what's her face playing the piano in Camp Rock and it's a hot mess, that's what this song sounds like to me. It's like sensory overload. I don't like it. Once you actually get into the song, it's not too bad, but the beginning is just like, it feels like flashing lights and random noises in my head, so I don't like it. But is this still a good song? Yes. But anyway, it's about getting closure, and closure. Need I say any more? For this one I picked Cool for the Summer by Dahlia Adler, I think. I'm not sure if this one's out yet, but I read an arc of it, and I can't remember when it came out, or comes out. But I think this one fits really well because the sapphic romance in this is half the story, and it happened this previous summer, and now this girl has moved to the main character's school, and she never got closure. She wants closure, so naturally fits with the song, had to go with it. So yeah, if you're a fan of closure and the lyrics, check out Cool for the Summer. Finally, we're at the last one. This is the one that I actually have not read, but it felt too perfect to not include. So the last song is Evermore. This song is about a lot, but overall I took the lyrics, like, I had a feeling so peculiar that this pain would be forevermore, and then this pain wouldn't be forevermore at the very end. And for this I picked Who I Was with Her. I cannot remember the author's name, but this deals with our main character whose girlfriend has died, and she has to deal with grieving for her girlfriend, but also grieving secretly because nobody knew that they were together and that she was into girls. I think it really fits with the theme of Evermore, like feeling like when you're grieving, you feel like this pain is gonna be forever, and you know, at some point you realize it's not going to be forever. And I just think that book fit really well, and that's why I chose it. Again, I haven't read it, so I can't speak for the book itself, but I have heard good things, so yeah. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope Taylor doesn't release any more albums because I can't do this again. I can't do it a third time. Well, I mean in the future maybe, but not in the next couple months. Please, Taylor, give me some time. But yeah, anyway, once again, I hope you enjoyed. If you watched all the way to the end, tell me your favorite song from Evermore, or leave me a, is there a brown heart? Leave me a brown heart, because I feel like that fits the vibe of Evermore. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.